Here are 10 rules for living a successful life.
Rule number 1, hide your sadness, no one cares. Rule number 2, never depend on anyone. Rule number 3, don't be too sweet or they'll eat you. Rule number 4, once they treat you as an option, show them how many you got. Rule number 5, fuck your love if your loyalty ain't coming with it. Rule number 6, the only thing in this world that gives orders is balls. Rule number 7, choose people that choose you. Rule number 8, let them be wrong about you. There is nothing to prove. Rule number 9, be private. Not everyone wants to what's best for you.
It was 9 rules, but hey, fuck that. See, when I see these things, I get sad because that's very much like what happens when you have people like Andrew Tate and all the people spewing what they think is good for a good life, the things that you should care about, the things that you should promote and stand behind and advocate. Because youth of today is so freaking malleable that it's insane. You have all these alpha males, these toxic people who think that everyone is only caring about money and success and a Chad bod, if that is a thing. Those Greek freaking statue-like bodies. Very much materialistic, extremely materialistic. And this is what I have been trying to counter in how I teach my children. My daughter is literally not literally, she understands quantum physics on the level that you would expect a 5-year-old to understand quantum physics. In the fact that she sees herself as limitless, the strongest force in the universe is love, and she sees that she is in herself the most powerful being that is. In her life, she can create whatever she wants. She's a limitless being, and she goes from love. I've never seen a more empathic, more open, more honest and funny kid than her, and she's 5 years old. Now, when you have people who only focus on the image and what other people see them as and what other people expect from them, I have an issue seeing how a world could function in the long run with mentalities like that. Instant gratification and just taking everything for yourself, leaving nothing for everyone else. Instant gratification in the terms of money is the only symbol of success that matters and all those things. So why am I talking about this today? Well, my philosophy is very much about self-respect and self-awareness, self-accountability, and becoming the creator of your own life through the lens of love. And love has so many levels on the spectrum that is insane. But many people have just put a label on love, and then that is just it. But if you do everything that you do through whatever makes another person feel better, whatever makes the world around you a little bit better, instead of trying to do things that is taking from others and all those things, and trying to help others to realize their own power and see how that can bring around joy and just creating in the world. I've seen a lot of crazy shit happen. A lot. And it all comes back to the whole cosmocentric worldview, and that is a video all by itself. You should check out the podcast episode on that. The Science Behind God, I think it's called, which is, the title is so to evoke some emotions. But regardless, I've seen so many things going wrong in the systems. And the systems are not really doing a lot to counter this whole shitty philosophy of how the youth goes about life these days. Where Instagram and YouTube, TikTok, Snapchat, OnlyFans, and all these different revenue avenues that we have will focus more or less exclusively on the materialistic views or the materialistic aspects of a human. Well, that is actually a lie, because luckily there's a lot of people who focus on the whole self-love. Just, you can't give away love if you don't have love for yourself. You can't give people any good energy from a cup that you haven't filled yourself. And you need your own gas mask on or your own oxygen mask on in order to help others with theirs, right? So that's why the whole 100-day challenge happened in the first place. It was for me in the beginning, it was for me to find some sort of a purpose, and it was through the challenge. And I didn't see what that could bring, but it turned out to be a very fucking potent remedy for bad mental health. And now that has grown, I'm on a path, I'm on a mission, not just to introduce people who need it and who could have benefit from it to psychedelics, but also to induce or to introduce personal development at a as young of an age as possible. Because if people like personal development, it's astounding and scary how many people don't really see that as an option at all. That personal development comes along with courses about how to sell your stuff. That's mostly where I saw it. When I was learning how to do copywriting or sales and marketing, personal development and mindset was always the thing that led that course. It was always the first modules of any course I did. It was personal development. But if you go into the schools, you won't find that. You won't find that. You'll find the whole systematic approach to studying and repeating stuff from a book, and then that is your education. But I think that if people had more of an awareness in themselves and more of a importance put on personal development from an early age, I think that could help a whole bunch. So that's what I'm doing right now. That's what I want to really focus on. And that has been kind of my goal with the whole coaching and all that as well, because it has been about the mindset, to create a limitless mindset so that people find their value in themselves. And then from that value, they see that they can help others. And from helping others, they can get that income stream that is basically putting them away from the system. They're now self-accountable and they're self-reliant, independent from all outside factors that's going to give them any purpose in life. So they create their own purpose and they create their own value and they create their own fulfillment. And with fulfillment comes the butterfly effect. If you toss a rock into a pond, you will have those waves and the ripple effect just affecting everyone around you. So you start creating a better world within, and then that world reflects the world without. And with 100-day challenge, that's good and great for the people who are at that stage where they've reached a point where they see that they have to do something. They need some sort of a solution, some sort of a thing that's going to take them away from whatever situation they're in. But I think that we can go even further. I think that if I was to go down to the government or to the municipality, to the city, and talk to people here, who knows? Maybe I could inject something into the systems that is going to pick up people who fall outside the system, people who are stuck in the system, to give them the power to get out of the system. I've talked to a lot of people in a lot of different situations about this. Some people are dependent on the system, but if they are in a position where they can be fed and just survive from the system and then learn how to take care of themselves and then create something by keeping themselves sustained by the system just until they can realize their own dreams, realize their own passion and their own powers, and create value from their own experience, I think that could be a good thing. And I really feel that in my bones. And every person I talk to seemed to agree. So I do love psychedelics. And every time I talk about it and how I want to introduce that into the system, people are like, but you can't do that. You can't go into schools and talk about psychedelic mushrooms. Well, no, of course. That would be stupid. But for me, it was always personal development that came before psychedelics. So going in there and introducing personal development by simply sharing my story of how that all came to be. And then for those people who are ready, for those people who are in a position where they see the patterns in how I lived my life, they will get help. They will see that, oh shit, if I continue what I'm doing right now, I'm going to end up in a place where I don't want to be. So that's what I'm focusing on, because I'm so fed up just going through any Instagram. I'm not scrolling a lot on Instagram, but when I do, I see these posts by other youth. And I say youth, but these are fucking 20, 25-year-old people who have a lot of people who's following them, who's taking their advice as given. They just swallow it whole. And when you have that with those types of freaking advice, fuck. How do you see that happen when those people become parents? It's like we're restarting the whole freaking the trajectory again. We're starting the pattern again, where we are the pattern interrupters, and we focus on, invoking the creativity and the authenticity of the person that we bring up into life. It used to be so like we got whipped to do something that we were just supposed to do because that's how it's always been, right? Then comes the pattern interrupters, and we say that fuck this. There are better ways to live. And we say that they can be who they are, who they truly are, and we help them to realize that. But then comes these other influencers like Andrew Tate who really don't understand that he's inspiring a whole new generation to restart the loop again. It's insane. It kind of leaves you a little bit defeated. Like you feel like fuck. People will always go for the simplest path, right? That's how it's always been. Water will find the easiest path to go through. So will the easiest choice. So if you don't put effort into it, the easiest thing is just to focus on yourself. The easiest thing is just to take what you want. And I know because I've been there as well. And that's a future that I get the heebie-jeebies from thinking about. So I hope that we are able to turn the tide on that. But for that to happen, I think that we have to be really open, free spoken. I think that these videos are going to be the fuel that is going to enable me to go down and introduce myself to the people who can actually do something about this. Because if I was to speak on a stage for a auditorium of people that is on the age at the age to where I fucked up, then hopefully from 100 people, maybe 2 of them will listen. Maybe 2 of them will do something different. Maybe 2 of them will see that, holy shit, I'm about to fuck up my life. Maybe I should do something different. And then if I just continue to do that and just focus on this personal development thing, maybe we can see something happen in the long run. You see, I'm doubting myself as I'm saying this because I know that that takes a whole fuckload of work. And I'm just one person. But then again, I'm not, because I've seen that people from the tribe has now also embraced their power, and they're speaking from that value of inspiring others to find their value. So I see that it is also there's hope. There's always hope, but holy shit, when you see the amount of work that you have in front of you, it can go one of 2 ways. It could either motivate you to do something about it, or it could just demotivate you and say, fuck it. I give up. And so far, I have not been in a position where I can give up because then it would be fucked. So let's go. Let's go. Tomorrow, I'm going to go down to the school. And I'm saying this on the video right now to keep myself accountable. I'm going to go down to the school and I'm going to talk to the person in charge to make one of those talks a thing. And then I have to go down to the city to see if there is any grants or anything that can be done to start a program or whatever in this city, and then see how far we can take that, because it has to start somewhere. And right now I see that my time is scarce, so I have to go to the people with the big bucks so I can write bills with a fork. Those are usually the government, so I guess I have some sort of a plan, but it requires a fuck ton of, I don't know, will. It requires a fuck ton of effort to go through those limiting beliefs, because I think that I've been thinking a lot about the fact that I'm not worth it. That people shouldn't be listening to me about what I have to say. But then, for every 5 haters I encounter, I meet like 10 people who are actually agreeing. And I think those are odds that I can live with. And as the channel grows, fuck. Who knows? Who knows what it's going to lead to? But I guess we're going to take that and face that when we get there. So right now, we're just focusing on the now. Right now, I have to get them to bed, my kids. And then tomorrow, I will go down to the city. Wish me luck, I guess. Let's make the end scene thingy. I hope that you have a fantastic day. And then if you don't make it, reach out to the channel, to the tribe. There are so many things that I'm talking about that it's hard to keep it all right and center, front and center. Go to thelazyforce.com if you want to join the tribe. Go to challenge.torsapola.com if you want to join the challenge and have all the resources that comes with that. And with that said, we are also building this plane in the air. And right now we have this whole entry level offer that is going to change. So for those people who see this and want to, maybe you've spoken to some other tribe members, who knows? Maybe you go into the tribe and maybe you see other people talking about these things and you feel like, holy shit, this can actually do something for me. Then go in there and take advantage of the offer that we have right now because it's freaking cheap and it's going to stay that price for people who are coming in at this level. It's not going to change. But with that said, take care of your freaking family, love your face, and I will see you in the next one for day 12.